this drive. I have been doing 2 hours earlier for God knows how long. It is so good to be doing this drive at my leisure. Could have done this on Monday, and I thought, nah. Could have done it yesterday, nah. I choose to do it today. Yeah. Why? Because I can. Just because I can. And for the first time in my life, I am able to do things on my terms. I greet you. Alright. I've got some videos that are in my archives. I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to edit those videos, re-edit some sections because some of them were long form, and I'll post them back here for you. I'm going to work a little more on improving the type of content that I put out here. But let me talk to you about the things that some of you do need answers from me for, which is very interesting. So should we even help men? I've been telling you my answer to this all along. Yes, help men, but for your own reasons. Don't be stupid in jumping in to help a man for the sake of helping a man. I've told you, if you are going to make a guy a musical legend, you better make yourself a dancing legend. You better make yourself a music producer so that you can manage this legend you are creating. And when you do that, can you also make sure that you have put in your claim for royalties? That you don't invest foolishly without sureties. You should ask for sureties. You should. Everybody is entitled to ask for a return on your investment. Mami Rekia, do not let anybody make you feel that you should be investing in places without asking for a return. Stella, so should we help men? Yes, we should help men, but for your own reasons. Amma, what are some of those reasons? So me, I'll tell you my view. I'm a very respectable woman. I don't hang around with losers. And so my husband cannot be a loser ever. That's not because of him, that's because of me. My husband can never be a loser. If there is ever a danger that my husband might have the attributes of a loser, I'll fix it. But I will fix it for my reasons. He is with me. I am associated with him. After I have fixed his losership, he doesn't owe me anything because I did not actually do it as a favor to him. That's the thing that a lot of women do. You do it as a favor and you expect thank yous and acknowledgements. No, you do it for your own reasons. I do it because it's me and I cannot be seen with a loser. So I fix it not for you, but for me. And so I've done myself a favor by fixing you. My children's father needs to fit a certain profile. So I will create that profile. Again, it's for my reasons. It's not really as a present to my husband. It's not a gift that he owes me. Yes, he is a beneficiary, but myself and my children are also beneficiaries of the image fix that I wanted to do. Those were my reasons for jumping in to fix it. So if a person goes off later, there's a friend of mine who's done a fix. After fixing, the guy has decided he's going, and my friend is crying. I'm like, no, let him. There's nothing you can do if a guy wants to go anyway. So let him. Very soon, everybody would know where the investment came from. Because when the investment is no longer flowing, we will see him in his original state. This was a year and a half ago. Recently, she calls me and she says, you know, I've always said you were a witch. We are seeing him in his original state already, a year and a half later. I've always said you are a witch. Come and see your person. I'm like, you don't need to be a soothsayer to predict these things. You found him in an original state. You invested into him. That's why his original state changed. When the investment is withdrawn, guess what? The original state will manifest again. I didn't need to be a soothsayer. You build people because they don't fit your profile. You build people because you want to make them better for yourself. You want to make them better for your children. They may well turn around and take the good you have built and take it elsewhere. But you see, the time he was with you, those things were still true. And the reflection that you were looking for was real for you. When you do your investments that way, you are less prone to tears because you are clear of the reasons why you do things, the benefits to yourself whilst you do it. And so it's not a debt somebody owes you. If I'm dressed in a particular way, my husband has to be dressed accordingly. If for whatever reason my husband is not dressing accordingly, I cannot be seen with him in tatters. Sister Manjima, good morning. I cannot be seen with him in tatters. So I will go out and I will buy clothing that is in line with what I wear. That is an act of service to my image. Mate. It is an act of service to my image. I'm making sure that he is not a particular way, so he fits my image. Yeah. So that people don't say that I am a wicked wife, blah, de, blah, de, blah. But those are my reasons for doing that charity. I'm doing that act for myself. It's not really. Yeah, my husband will be a beneficiary. You meet a guy, he's not educated. He is embarrassing if you go into spaces, especially if you are an educated person. There's a friend of mine who is a professor, was a senior lecturer for years. And she went to bring her husband from Ghana. The husband was a welder when they met. In Ghana, they had figured out a shop. So he was doing quite well in the shop. He comes out to the UK and the game has changed. He's no longer fitting in her social circle. I'm like, listen, do sit with him. Do work with him. Get him to at least work on his basic foundational skills. His spoken English at least needs to be worked on. Because now that he's here, you would go for events and functions. And it's you who gets embarrassed. So yeah, she was a personal tutor for years. Taught him many things. Eventually got him on the program to do some of these academic programs. And he's doing really well. Yes, the name on the certificate is his. But she enjoys the social capital of this guy and his elevation in the use of the language and some accolades in terms of qualifications, so that when senior lecturer, now professor, takes her husband to a place, she can say to the person, oh no, he is the CEO of such a thing, he runs such a thing, he does such a thing, and it's more in line. That is an act of service to you and your image. And if you want to do that, be clear of the reasons why you are doing it. Know why you are doing it. Don't confuse it with charity. Because those of you who confuse this with charity, you are the ones who tend to come and go. And I said I did this for him and he has. Yes, the fact that you have polished him doesn't mean you own him. He is not yours. He is somebody else's son. He belongs to his family, not you. In fact, he belongs to himself. Whenever he wants to use his two legs to leave, he can pick up his two legs and he can leave. Whenever he wants. There's nothing you can do when he picks his two legs to go. You can lament, you can complain, you can whine, whatever. But if he decides that he's going, he is going. And at that time, whatever sacrifices you have made, if you haven't quite balanced it properly, if it was never really for your own benefit, then you have lost. Then you have lost. Maggie. But if you polished your man because your man must be polished, you cannot be embarrassed. If you made your man financially buoyant because that is just who you are, and anybody who comes in contact with you benefits, how could your husband not benefit? How can your husband not benefit? That is who you are, and that is your effect on people. That is your personal reasons for doing it. You must be clear of those reasons. You must not confuse it. If you are not clear of those things, you would always play the victim. Somebody has taken advantage of you. A man has taken advantage of you. No. Don't overdo. What you cannot do for charity is a sermon I have been preaching for a long time. Definitely don't put yourself on hold in order to push a man. Don't do for a man what you haven't done for yourself already, my sister. Each person has to work the hardest for their own progress. So that man has to be working for his progress, and you be helping him when you can. A praise. And just as that man is busy working for his progress, guess who is also very busy working for your own progress? You. So there's another musician who's died. Gonna. This musician also died, and guess what? There is marital issues. Guess what? The family is out again making noise. And the woman had come to beg. And these two women are very interesting for me, because I think that a lot of younger women ought to have a look at these two women whose issues have now gone public. The first one being Daddy Lupe's wife, Abusia Sewa. Abusia Sewa, as much as everything has been unjust to that woman, just is able to pick her passport and go back to Germany. And she's able to go back to Germany and live her best life. The same life she's been living the last few years. It's still available for her to live. She has not needed to stay somewhere for anybody to jujufy her. No. She comes for 2 weeks, whatever, and she's back to her life. She has her own life. Yes, she helped Daddy Lumba, but no, she did not put her life on hold for Daddy Lumba. When Daddy Lumba decided he no longer wanted to live in Germany, she refused to put her life on hold just for somebody else's whims. And so she built her life, and that life is able to keep her going now. That life serves her a lot right now. Many younger foolish girls would have abandoned their home, would have left their mortgage, would have left their job, would have picked up sticks and their kids, and would go straight to go and hustle it out. For what? What for? Whatever for. Whatever for. The other one, Pinanaman. Her family were able to rent for her. That means Pinanaman is not poor. Yeah, pie. Pinanaman is not poor. Pinanaman's people are not destitute. Pinanaman sat watching this nonsense for a while, and Pinanaman was like, okay, tata, bye. We are not staying here. Why is a person like Pinanaman able to move and go do with her kids? Because she herself has got things going for her. She has not ultimately sacrificed like a lot of foolish women have done. A lot of foolish women have done. Many women will take their capital and give to a man when they themselves have nothing in hand. That's stupid. That is not kindness. That is stupidity. It's not kindness. It's stupidity. Self-sacrifice, self-sabotage. There's nothing noble about it. Nothing noble about you giving your capital for a guy to go and to leave you behind. You pay the ticket for him to leave with none for you to follow. Nah, not smart. Not smart. Repeat after me. It is foolish indeed to do that. Foolish. 2. when you do these things, sometimes, so people have sent me videos of this Pinanaman woman when Yao Sapon was ill. And I think she had gone to wherever he was and she was providing some care. It looked like you can be generous to people. And you can actually be generous to people when you have reconciled yourself to what is happening. And you do these things for your sake. You can go and you can give your baby daddy some support because you are that kind of person. He has betrayed you, but he is ill. And so you are the kind of person who visits the sick. And so regardless of, you would go and visit strangers who are sick. So you would be able to visit a guy who has betrayed you even when he is sick. So you do. When you watch that video and you watch her body language, she was not here. What was even there remaining for her to come fight for? At this time, the guy himself is indisposed. He was infirm. There was nothing. It was just goodwill to come visit. And for whatever his reasons were, he had his hand around her waist. Some people say that it was regret. Some people say whatever his reasons were, it was he who had his hand on her waist. And I did not see her really returning anything amorous with that hand on the waist. She was just doing what she was there to do. It's really nice to see videos like that. You must keep your receipts. You must keep your memories. The human heart is desperately wicked, and so you must keep your receipts. Your bank statements. Yeah, those are receipts. The money you were sending to your husband to buy the land, it's in your bank statement, even if the actual receipt does not contain your name. Don't worry. The Western Union, the whatever you did, the MoneyGram you did to him, showing the amount that you sent, yeah, that's your receipts. You can keep your receipts. There's nothing wrong with keeping your receipts. Don't let anybody pressurize you into thinking that you shouldn't keep receipts. Keep receipts. If you pay for things, you deserve a receipt. That's why you are given a receipt when you pay for things. It is a record of payment. There's nothing wrong with that. If you make a payment, you should have a record of it. Keep it. Catherine, keep your record of receipts because you may need it. But yeah, Pinanaman was there to go and do her act of charity. She seems a very peaceful woman. When he passed and the family said that she had offended them, she hasn't offended anybody. She was asking for her fair due. But the family said that she had taken them public and blah, blah, blah. So she went and found somebody for the peace. For the peace, because they have children between them. For the peace. Again, remember, you do things for your own reasons. You have children. You don't want to alienate your children. You don't want anybody jumping on a dispute just to make life difficult for your children. So for your reasons, you may decide to make peace. You may even decide to grant insincere apologies. You might. The way this apology was worded, it was tactical. If you guys were offended by me seeking redress, then I apologize. And all of a sudden, people are here turning it into she's begging to have the widowhood rights. I mean, somebody must be paying some millions of dollars for doing this widowhood rights. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense to me. What is it that people will be fighting over widowhood rights for? Majority of the women who will go actually fighting for the real widowhood rights are there because they want acknowledgement. They have worked, and so they must be acknowledged. They have invested, and so they must get payback. And if you invest that way, your heart may be broken because you might not get justice served. The Akosia Sewa case proves that justice can be very, very difficult to receive. I thought that woman getting justice would have been straightforward. Clearly not. So if your emotional capital rides on fairness, on justice, on return on investment, your heart will be broken. If the reasons why you do things are because I am doing it because he is the father of my children, and the father of my children cannot not be successful. The father of my children must be successful. Look at me foolishly coming so early. Cooking with Loretta. I'm going through the toll gate 2 minutes before it closes. What an idiot. I did not even check my time. Anyways, 2 dirhams. Yeah. Catherine. I am engaging with Loretta because I have my reasons for engaging with Loretta. We were helping men with the hope that men will be grateful. You are waiting for a man to be grateful, my sister. Eve gave Adam the apple. He turned around and said Eve was at fault. But when Eve gave the apple to Adam, Adam did not complain. No. Until God came and asked. Adam had eaten the apple with Eve. They had enjoyed themselves. It was a drumming experience for both of them. After enjoying it, he quickly turned around and threw Eve under the bus. And that's what a man can do to you. You go offering a man an apple. Yeah, he will eat it. And then he will spotlight you as the bringer of the apple. That's what a man can do. So, since time immemorial, women who had invested themselves and were waiting for gratitude have been disappointed. You are no different from the rest of the women. There's nothing special about you. You still have the same body parts as any woman. No matter what you think of yourself, you may be the most beautiful of them, but the parts are the same. You do not have 3 legs. You have the same organ arrangements. You do. You are as ordinary as muck. That's what I want to tell you. Don't go thinking there's anything more to you. There's nothing more to you. There's nothing special. Know your place. Understand the things that you can do for charity and do those things for charity and for your own reasons. Firstly, if you can't do it, don't do it. You drive a Lexus. Your husband cannot drive a cockroach. It's embarrassing. So you buy a Lexus for him. That is not because you are doing him a favor. That is because you want him in line with your status. You want him in line with your status. You are American. Your husband is from Timbuktu. You don't want issues with your husband from Timbuktu in America. So you make moves to make him American because you can. Now that is sorting out and regularizing his status in line with yours. You find some girl, and it's the same thing applicable to the men. You find a homeless girl, a hungry girl. You like this hungry girl. No, your girlfriend cannot be homeless. It is embarrassing to you. And so you rent a place for her. You did not do her a favor, really. You fixed her image to be in line with yours. You are doing yourself a favor. You are doing yourself a favor. You fed her and fed her family and everybody who was connected to her because you enjoyed the status as the feeder of people. That was your reason for doing it. So that you can be known as the feeder of people and you can feel good as the feeder of people. That is your benefit in itself. If that girl turns around and she's grateful, wonderful. If she's not grateful, you have already got the benefit of what you sought to do. Don't confuse that. Be clear of that. When you are clear of those things, it gives you emotional detachment. Of course it does. There's another video that I'll make because there's a guy